Welcome to Heaven's Kitchen. Hi, I'm Janelle and I am glad to have you back. We have an awesome opportunity to get back to the Super Bowl and to beat the heck out of Seattle. I don't want to say it too loud because my husband works for a company in Seattle, but we know we're going to do that. So when we watch a great game, we have the excitement of Super Bowl. What do we need? We need the perfect appetizers, of course. I have a slew of appetizers. I think everybody does. Everybody has their favorites that they lay out for a great football game. But there's one in particular that my husband adores, which is buffalo wings. And I don't know why, but for some reason, I thought there was a big mystery to the magic of buffalo wings. Well, the mystery comes pretty much in a pre-made sauce in a jar. I've perfected it, I think. Tom gave a little sampling the other night, and he gave me the okay. So we're going to get started right away. We're going to do buffalo wings, and then I'm going to show you another really cool Super Bowl appetizer, too. So let's get Martha cranking. Buffalo wings can be done deep fried, of course, but keeping track of Tom's health, deep frying is going to add fat, it's going to add calories. I don't want to do that. So I tried it in a super hot pizza heat kind of oven. It works great. So come on over. We're going to get Martha. This time I'm doing convection roast. If you don't have a roast feature, bake is fine. So I'm convection roast, 500 degrees, okay? We're gonna let Martha crank herself up, and I'm gonna show you how to demystify buffalo wings, okay? So I have the majority of them pre-cut because once you've seen me cut, you don't need to see me cut 1,000 times. But another thing about when you buy buffalo wings, if you buy them made, Tom and I have a place up in New Hampshire. If you ever head up to ski in the Sunapee area, there's this adorable place called PC's, a really cozy New Hampshire cabin type place. Tom gets the large order. I think there's 16 pieces, but it's like 15 bucks. When you make your own, you're going to get your buffalo, well, your chicken wings at maybe $2.50 a pound when they're on sale. So let's do this. I'm gonna grab my knife. We're gonna hone my knife because we want it to be super sharp. Okay, now you can make life really simple on yourself and you can buy them already done, all right? This is the drumette. And then this is the wingette once they're cut. You're going to pay another 50 cents a pound, big deal. If you want to do that, fine. But when you can buy the big packs of the full wing, you just cut them yourself. It's so simple. So let me just show you what we're going to do here. The magic of a chicken wing is you got to just cut where the joints are. Here's your drumette, here's your wingette. This is the tip. We don't want the tip. It's going to burn. There's no meat on it. But don't waste anything, as I always tell you. Save it, throw it in your stock or whatever if you want to. If not, just discard it. So the trick is this. You reverse the chicken wing, and if you just kind of take a little pull, you're going to feel the joint crack. And when you feel it, you pick up your knife, and you find that little section, and your knife is going to go right through it like a piece of cake. Simple Simon, see? And as soon as you find it, cut right through, done. There's your drumette, okay? Same thing with the tip. Kind of reverse it. You're going to feel that little pop. And when you find it, there's a nice little thin line there. You get your knife in there. If you have to look, you look. Sometimes you can find it right out the gate, and if you do, it's Simple Simon. Done. We discard the tip. Here's your wingette. Here's your drumette. That's all you got to do. So I went and pre-cut these so you don't have to watch everything. The next step is just to dry them off, okay? Very important because you're going to put them in this super hot oven. You want a dry roast, a dry bake if you have to bake. So paper towel, okay? Plenty of them. And we're just going to dry off the pieces. Simple, okay? Let's do it this way. To prepare how they're going to be in the oven, you gotta cover your board like I always tell you. You can do foil, I've done foil before, but when I did it, it splattered everywhere. So I'm thinking my parchment might absorb some of it as they're baking so it doesn't smoke up the house and smoke up our cameras. So you want to put a rack on top so that you can get the air circulating around the wings because you want them to be crispy. We're going to probably start with a 25-minute time frame in convection. So if you're not using convection, it might be upwards of 35 minutes. We're going to go and time them for, say, 25 to start. And then I am going to turn them over in the oven. And then I'm trying to accomplish a fully baked chicken wing. This one doesn't look too great with its skin, but Tom will eat it anyway. Again, dry them off, okay? Not a big deal, but you have to get all that moisture off so it's not steaming in the oven, it's cooking and it's getting dry. And the thing that is amazing, as I said, I don't know why I thought there was some super huge science to chicken wings, but you don't even have to season them because if you buy this magic sauce, the seasoning is done for you. So all we're accomplishing now is pre-baking, getting them nice and cooked and crispy in the oven. And then you season them, you put them out for your guests, and they disappear in about 5 minutes. Okay, so this is as easy, ladies and gentlemen, as it is. I'm just going to forewarn you, like I say when we are cooking anything in a saute pan or when you're roasting in an oven, just don't crowd them together and squish them because we do need the air to circulate around so your skin will get crispy. So I'll leave those two big boys in there and we'll just work with this because it's a perfect amount. Okay? This is all we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Ready to go into my oven, dried off, super. Okay? Into the oven they go. 500 degrees. We're going to start with a 20-minute timer. 20 minutes, we're going to turn them over. We want them to get crispy, brown, and fantastic. We're going to pull them out, and in the interim, we'll get things ready to go for our second appetizer. So let's just take a real quick break. Let me just get this off and wash my hands, and I'll be right back. Welcome back. Our chicken wings are already starting to sizzle away in Martha. They're going to need some time, so while they're doing what they need to do, I'm going to show you another really cool football appetizer. Now, when I found this recipe, like I usually do, I took it as a boilerplate and I made it my own. You can do it in regular size muffin pans. You can also do it in the mini ones if you want to make tiny bite-sized appetizers. But in this house, we use the big stuff. So this is almost like a Texas size. So just to give you an idea of what it is, technically the recipe is called a Mexican pizza. Now to me, if it's in a cup, it's more like a Mexican pot pie. So what I did was, in order to just expedite showing you how to put this together, I already did the ground beef on the stove. So let's go grab that. All I did was just heat up some ground beef and get it nice and brown. There's no seasoning in it yet because my magic seasoning is going to go into it right now. Okay, so to this, and again, I did beef because I've got buffalo wings. I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. If you wanted to do this with ground turkey, great. Ground chicken, fine. Shredded turkey, chicken, anything you want. But this one I'm going with ground beef today. So adding to, this is approximately a pound of ground beef. I have a can of, I'm using black beans. Use what you like. You like red kidney? Red kidney's fine. I like black. I think it gives it that nice southwestern flair. So I am putting in a can of rinsed and drained black beans. And then I, of course, am using mild salsa. But if you are a spicy person, go ahead and use the hot stuff. I'm going to say maybe 1/4 cup or so of the salsa. And my secret formula, which is an awesome taco seasoning. You can buy them in the envelopes if you want to make it easy on yourself. It's just basically onion powder, garlic powder, cumin, a little turmeric if you like it. And as I always tell you, I'm going to do maybe a couple tablespoons. Do it to taste. You want it super potent and spicy and salty-ish? Do 3 tablespoons, but I think 2 is going to be good. Let me grab myself a nice big spoon here. And all we want to do is get this all mixed together. Okay? How simple is this? As simple as can be, right? And of course, every good cook will tell you, you taste everything. I'm not doing any salt, I'm not doing any pepper because my magic seasoning has all of that already in it. But I obviously need to taste it and make sure it has enough of everything. So let's see. Oh yeah, baby, that's good. Maybe just a smidge more. So it gives you that little bite. And once again, I know I'm like a broken record. I will not touch a jalapeno. If you want to do a jalapeno, you can either mix it right into this, or I'm going to garnish these. They're going to get broiled with cheese, and then I'm going to garnish them with black olive. You could replace the black olive with jalapeno, or you could do both, whatever you think. So here's the science of it all. If you are doing big Tom Snarsky sized, you're going to do what I do. You're going to take a big Texas-sized muffin pan, and you're going to use these flour tortillas. These are the 6-inch, and they work perfectly. If you want to do it in a smaller version, a bite size or a regular muffin, then all you're going to do is grab your tortillas. You can buy the bigger ones if you want, and take a cookie cutter. Take a little cookie cutter or a biscuit cutter and make the smaller rounds, but these are perfect. So before I forget, I have to zoom to the sink because you know I am not getting Pam on my granite. We've talked about this before. So we're going to just zoom over here because I don't want my little flour tortillas to be stuck in my muffin pan. Isn't this gorgeous? This pan came from Tom's Aunt Joyce, and I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful piece of stoneware that comes from this terrific place in New Hampshire. Okay, so those are good and greased up. You're just going to take your little tortilla and just kind of push it in. And I'll just forewarn you, don't push it in with your fingers. Kind of use your knuckles because you don't want it to rip on the bottom because then all your filling is going to dribble all over. So kind of just gently push it in and you'll see. Kind of takes on its own pretty little shape. Looks like a, when you get a tortilla salad at the fancy restaurants and they're in the little, and I just kind of fold them a little bit. Very simple, okay? So let's get them all in. We've only got 6 here after all. Okay, so again, kind of gently, and you can leave it like a flower, but I find that it's too hard to put the filling in because the filling is falling into the seams of the tortilla. So just kind of fold it a smidge to make it easy on yourself, okay? See how quick and easy this is? Okay? Push this one in, fold it nicely. Okay, 2 more. We're good to go. Push it in. Make them look pretty and cute. Ooh, our wings need to be checked and turned, but they can hang for a minute. Okay. Ta-da. Okay, so you see what I have going here? Simple as can be. You're going to take your wonderful filling and you're just going to scoop it right in there. Now, can you picture this? Again, to me, this is like the entree portion of an appetizer party because these are big. But if you picture how cute they would be as a bite-sized appetizer, I think people will love them. Okay. I'm liking that. You want them to be a good size. I made these as a trial run because I always taste recipes on my family, the guinea pigs, before I make them for the crew, and Tom loved them. Let me just put this back on the stove, and let's take a quick look at these wings while we're here, huh? Oh yeah, baby. See what I mean about that splattering though? So it might make a little bit of a mess in your oven. But while we're here, let's give them a quick turn, shall we? I think we should. All right, they're starting to get where I want them to get, but I want them to be cooked evenly. So we're going to turn them all. And I think, just by looking at them, they need at least 15 more minutes or so. And I think everybody knows, even though these are chicken wings, it's the same deal. You got to get them to 165, 170 degrees. So make sure you do not undercook your chicken. So let's get that timer back for 20 more minutes, okay? All right, let's let them do their thing. Come back to our cute little cups. That's all you have to do. We're going to put some cheese on them. Obviously, I'm not putting these into a 500-degree oven. So we're just going to get these all set up like this. And of course, I don't want my cheese on my pretty little stoneware because then it's going to burn because this stoneware is going to get nice and hot. These I'm going to do in a 400-degree oven, because I need it warm enough to get the filling going, and then I don't need it too hot because I don't want to burn. I want my nice tortillas to brown up, but I don't want them to burn. And just another just word of advice, the cool thing about this, if you're having a big Super Bowl party, you want to be part of your own party. So you can do exactly what I did. Get the ground beef going. You can, in fact, put the whole mix together. The ground beef, the beans, the seasoning, jalapeno if you want it, and then just have that ready. I would not assemble them if it was ice cold, though. I would bring it back to room temp. Take it out while you're setting up your party, while you're chilling down the beers, just so that it's not freezing cold, because you'll already have it pre-cooked. You just want to get it really nice and hot and bubbly in the oven. And then that's all you got to do. So what we're going to do now is just clean up everything. I'm going to leave these here. We're going to let our wings get good and crispy. I'm going to have to make a judgment call. If I don't like the way they look just baked like that, I might shove them under the broiler for